As we are discussing about CRO, in the last class we have been completed till the basic operation of CRO. We have seen the structure under the formula, how to calculate the deflection of a beam, deflection sensitivity, and then deflection factor. We have been discussed about all these things, and we have seen what is the purpose of CRO and how CRO is used to measure the value of unknown frequency or phase angle or voltage or unknown current, whatever. We have seen that. So in this class, the one of the most important area that we are going to look at now, that is nothing but measurement of the phase angle. Like if you are passing two different signals into the CRO X and Y axis plane through the channel of X and Y while passing two different signal, what can be the expected projection if you are passing two different signals with the phase angle difference? What will be the pattern? How the CRO will show the signal pattern on its screen? That is the question. This is the repeatedly asked question in the exam. If two signals while passing through the X and Y channel in CRO, question will be resultant observation in the CRO screen, whether we are observing the circle or we are observing the ellipse or we will be observing straight line. This is the most important question, sir. How can we give answer for this? If you are observing on the screen, I have projected so many things. I will tell you one by one. First, just count the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Totally, we are having 8 pattern on the CRO screen. Now, the thing is exactly if the value of phase angle phi equal to 0 degree, then what will happen is in CRO screen you will be having a straight line. What I would like to say is, let me draw it here again. You can observe the phase angle difference between the signal that we are passing between X and Y axis is having 0 degree. There will be no any phase angle difference. If it is having 0 degree, then what will happen is nothing will happen. The phase angle difference between the signal will become 0. Because of that, a straight line will appear in between X and Y axis. See there, this is the pattern that you can observe. If there will be no any phase angle difference between the two signals that we are passing it through the X and Y axis. First conclusion. Second conclusion, suppose if the phase angle difference between the two X and Y axis signals are having 180 degree, if the phase angle difference between them will become 180 degree, then also you will be getting straight line only, but that straight line will be lies between second and fourth quadrant. Okay, this is for 180 degree. You will have to remember sharply 180 degree. If the phase angle difference between the two signals sharply 180, then you will have a straight line in in between second and fourth quadrant. If the phase angle difference between the two signals are 0, then also you will have a straight line between first and the third quadrant. That is one type of pattern that you can observe. Direct one more question or two more question will be asked in the exam. You will have to keep these things in your mind. Next thing from here, what they will ask is, suppose if the phase angle is exactly 90 degree. Observe here, I have already written. There are two cases. First, we will take if the phase angle is exactly 90 degree, then on the CRO's pattern on the CRO screen, you will be getting a circle for 18 for 90 degree. Exactly, if the value of phase angle will become 90 degree, then you will be getting a circle. Where that circle is placed, see that you can observe at 90 degree. I have drawn a circle here, and that circle will be starts rotating in clockwise direction. If the phase angle difference between the two signals that we are passing through the X and Y channel are having 90 degree phase angle difference, then a circle you can observe in CRO screen and that will start rotating in the clockwise direction. Suppose if the phase angle difference between the two signals are having 270 degree, then also you can observe the circle on CRO screen, but this will start rotating in anti-clockwise direction. That is the difference. So totally we can observe two circles in CRO screen. One is in clockwise and another one is anti-clockwise. Clockwise circle will appear when the phase angle difference between these two signals will become 90 degree and they will rotate in clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise circle will appear when the phase angle difference between the two signals will become 270 degree. Next, suppose if the phase angle difference between the two signals lies between 0 and 90 degree, neither 0 nor 90. This is 0 is not there, 90 is not there, but the base angle lies between greater than 0, less than 90 degree. Then you can observe an ellipse in the same pattern that I have drawn here. Like this one ellipse will appear on the CRO screen and that will start rotating in the clockwise direction. Suppose if the phase angle is lies between 90 to 180 degree, then also you can observe here I have drawn this type of ellipse will appear. That will also start rotating in clockwise direction. You should remember the circle pattern, how the ellipse will be coming. See there, here the ellipse will coming in this direction. Like here the ellipse will be rotating in this direction. Both are not same. You should remember and both will rotate in clockwise direction. Suppose if the phase angle is lies between 180 to 270 degree, then you can observe this is the pattern of ellipse. But this will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Direction will be anti-clockwise. Suppose the phase angle lies between 270 to 360 degree, then this will be the pattern of your circle, the ellipse, and that will also be rotated in anti-clockwise direction. So the conclusion is totally we are having 8 different pattern that we can observe on the screen of CRO based on the phase angle difference that we are projecting between two signals, that we are giving between two signals. You must remember all this data between 0 to 180 degree in the first quadrant and the second quadrant. If you observe, all the people are rotating in clockwise direction. Between 180 to 360 degree in the second and fourth quadrant, sorry, in the third and fourth quadrant, all the people are rotating in anti-clockwise direction. Hope you will not forget. This is one of the most important repeatedly asked question in the examination. Let us go to the next one. Measurement of unknown frequency using Lissaj's pattern. Now we know the formula for this, that is y-axis frequency divided by x-axis signal frequency equal to number of horizontal tangency divided by number of vertical tangency. For that I took some example here. I will show you. You can observe on this CRO's pattern screen. I took some waveform, some circles. Now the thing is we'll have to find out the horizontal and the vertical tangency. How should we figure out the horizontal and the vertical tangency for this? We have to draw a vertical line and horizontal line like I have drawn. See that this is vertical line and this is horizontal line. Given it is, they have given two circles like this. Okay, now we have to find out the number of vertical tangency and a number of horizontal tangency. Draw a vertical line and draw one horizontal line. Identify how many intersections are there on the circle by vertical line. Vertical line is having two intersection point, one is here and another one is here. So the number of intersection point on the circle by the vertical line is 2. Similarly, horizontal line, how many intersections it is having? 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here. So the number of intersection done by the horizontal line, horizontal tangency on the given circle is 4. Suppose if the given frequency on the x-axis, if you are passing 10 megahertz, then what will be the frequency offered by the y-axis signal? Now substitute the formula Fy by Fx equal to number of horizontal tangency divided by number of vertical tangency. Number of horizontal tangency 4, number of vertical tangency 2. From this, what we can say, frequency on y-axis will be equal to 4 by 2 will be 2, 2 into frequency on x-axis, x-axis 10 megahertz. So 10 into 2 will become 20 megahertz. That's it. So this is the frequency of y-axis. So that is how the question will be framed. Like they will form different types of pattern. They will give like this. They will give so many patterns. All you have to do is draw a vertical line, horizontal line, and identify the number of intersection tangencies. Put it into the formula. That is one of the most important repeatedly asked 2 more questions in state government exams. Okay, so don't forget, especially in Barc exam at all, this type of questions will be directly asked in 1 or 2 more questions. This is how we are identifying the unknown pattern with the help of Lissaj's pattern that we are observing on the CRO screen. Hope you will not forget, sir. This is all about CRO. One more thing what they will ask is you will be requested to identify the unknown frequency. I will tell you how to do that. Suppose if it is given, what I will do now, I will be removing some portion from here for your understanding purpose. We will go to the previous page. See, let me remove this zone I will just show you. There will be one more question will be asked in the exam, repeatedly asked question, that is we'll have to find out the phase angle difference. If the phase angle difference will be given, then we can observe the pattern. If pattern will be given, how to identify the phase angle? For an example, if a circle will be given like this, okay, I'm sorry, wait. Let us assume there is a circle will be given like this. An ellipse is given to you, and what happens is they marked the direction of the ellipse and it is running in clockwise direction. Okay, now the question is we will have to identify the exact phase angle. For that, what they will do is they will give 2 points. One is the intersection point. Either they will give it on y-axis or they will give it on x-axis. Let us say y minimum, y maximum is given. How should I calculate the value of phase angle phi? First thing is you'll have to observe this type of pattern is having what type of range. In which range this type of phase angle, the pattern will give you the phase angle. As we are observing the diagram, I have given 8 pattern. If an ellipse will be like this and rotating in the clockwise direction, then we know the phase angle must be lies between 0 to 90 degree. We know that. If the question will be framed like this from this, then what we can do is directly pi is equal to sine inverse of, directly use the formula sine inverse of, we have to keep the minimum value in the numerator divided by maximum value in the denominator. Either they will give x-axis value or they will give y-axis value, whatever they are giving, just to keep it in your mind that based on this you can easily evaluate this one. So similarly, if they are giving a different type of configuration, all you have to do is remembering the pattern. We have seen different types of ellipse. If the ellipse will be fixed like this and rotating in clockwise direction, then the phase angle will become 0 to 90 degree. If it is in the opposite direction and still it is rotating in clockwise direction, then the phase angle between 0 to 90 to 180 degree, we have seen this is the pattern. If it is lies between 180 to 270, then the pattern we know. So you'll have to remember these different configurations, then only it is easy for you to calculate the value of phase angle from the given. Hope you will not forget hereafter. That is one of the another question that they will be asking from this area. Next most important area that we must focus is Q meter. As we are observing, first important point is Q meter working on the principle of series RLC resonance, first key point. And in Q meter, true value of Q meter, you will have to measure the value of Q, true value of the quality factor with the help of Q meter from the given measured value of the quality factor. Or they will ask you to find out the value of measured value of the quality factor by giving true value and the shunt resistance and the coil resistance, everything they will give. So I'm not in detail discussing everything here. I'm just giving the formulas. First thing, you will be requested to calculate any one of the unknown parameter from this equation. All you have to do is the relation between measured value of the quality factor, true value of the quality factor, shunt resistance and coil resistance R is true value of the quality factor QT equal to measured value of the quality factor into 1 plus shunt resistance divided by coil resistance. You will have to remember this formula. Instead of resistance, sometimes they will also give distributed or self capacitance and tuned capacitance. Two capacitance will be given. So here you will be confusing between distribution and tuned. Everything will be clearly given in the exam. Distribution is nothing but self capacitance. That will be mentioned. So true value of the quality factor equal to measured value of the quality factor into 1 plus distributed capacitance divided by tuned capacitance. That is the another way of calculating the unknown parameter. Now in this equation, they will ask you to calculate distribution capacitance or tuned capacitance or measured value of quality factor or true value of the quality factor. Like any type of question can be framed. Now in another type of question is coil inductance will be given and coil resistance will be given. If it is given directly, you can explore the value of quality factor from the true value of the quality factor. Or if the true value of the quality factor is given, coil inductance is given, then you can easily explore from this coil resistance also. Similarly, if the capacitance, tuned capacitance value is given, coil resistance is given, then also you can explore the value of true value of quality factor, that is another formula. Or self tuned capacitance given, true value of quality factor is given, then also you can explore the value of coil resistance. And apart from this, they will give some other type of formulas to calculate the value of weight. Distributed capacitance or self capacitance. Now if you observe, see that this is another most important area. The formula to explore the value of distribution capacitance is, they will give you the value of capacitance C1 minus n square into C2 capacitance will be given into n square minus 1, where n is nothing but the ratio between F2 by F1. Both, everything will be given in the exam. All you have to do is collect the value of C1, C2 and the n value you will have to calculate, substitute into the formula to explore the value of distribution capacitance. That is one of the most important formula. And next one is inductance offered by the coil. If the tuned capacitance and the distributed capacitance both will be given, then by adding this, since they will be in parallel connection, you will have to add this. We know the resonant frequency formula, omega square equal to 1 by LC or omega equal to 1 by root LC. Since the total capacitor is nothing but tuned capacitance plus distributed capacitance is the total capacitance. By using this formula, if all this factor is given, you can also identify the value of self-inductance offered by the coil, inductance offered by the coil. So these are all the direct numerical questions that are being asked from the Q meter. Theoretical question is, under what principle Q meter is working? That is series RLC resonance. That is the principle of Q meter. Hope you all understand. The another most important area is, you will be requested to calculate the error offered by the Q meter. In terms of error can be calculated in terms of resistance or capacitance. First, if they are asking the error in terms of resistance, then shunt resistance value will be given, coil resistance value will be given. Just remember, what is the formula? Minus shunt resistance divided by shunt resistance plus coil resistance into 100. That is the formula to obtain the value of error in percentage. Similarly, you can also explore this in terms of capacitance, minus distribution capacitance divided by C plus CD, distribution capacitance into 100. So this is the formula to obtain the error in terms of capacitance or resistance. That is also one of the directly asked question, numerical question from Q meter. So you will have to remember this. So there is one more topic that is called transducer. We are entering into the final topic of our electrical measurements. We have completed all the required important formulas, theory concepts, everything in electrical measurements like we did for signals and analog electronics. Now we are in the third subject, that is the most important, and of course I have covered all the important points almost. Out of 10, definitely it will help you to crack minimum 8 marks if you are good in all these concepts. Now the last final topic is transducer. We all know transducer, especially in our electrical engineering, in electrical applications. Transducer is used to convert a non-electrical quantity into an electrical quantity. That is the first important thing. And there are two type of transducers. One is active transducer and another one is passive transducer. Active transducer is nothing but self-running transducer. This is nothing but self-running transducer. They are having the ability to generate the energy to run by their own. That is called active transducer. Like we would have studied the definition for active elements in circuit theory. What is the definition for active element? If an element is having the ability to generate the energy by its own, or if an element is having the ability to deliver the energy for an infinite time period, then that element is called active element. Like active transducer is the one is having the ability to generate the energy by its own, self-running generator, self-running transducers are called active transducers. The best example, thermocouple, piezoelectric crystal, photovoltaic cells, taco generators. These are all the some of the best examples for active transducers. You must remember the names, sir, because directly one more question should be framed. Like give the example for active transducer, you must remember the names: thermocouple, piezoelectric crystal, photovoltaic cell, taco generators. All these people are having the ability to run by their own. Passive is nothing but if we are designing the transducer with the help of inductor, capacitor, resistor. After that, we are activating those elements with the help of external sources. Then that is called a passive transducer. So passive transducer are not having the ability to generate the energy by their own. Rather, they will consume the energy from the external source. Then they will be working as a transducer. They will be functioning. So this is the one of the most important thing that you must observe between the active and the passive transducers. Next, there are some important formula that they will directly ask. That is strain gauge. That is Koch factor. The formula to Koch factor is the ratio between del R by R change in R with respect to total R divided by change in L with respect to L. They will not give this change in L, this del L by L, they will not give directly. Instead, they will give strain. Value of strain will be given. That is strain equal to directly they will define. You can take that and substitute in the denominator. So del R by R by strain is nothing but Koch factor. Next ratio, Poisson ratio they will ask. Lateral strain divided by longitudinal strain. Longitudinal strain will be given in the exam, lateral strain will be given in the exam. All you have to do is how to calculate the Poisson ratio. Lateral should come in the numerator, longitudinal should come in the denominator. Some of you what will be now in the exam you will be confusing whether the longitudinal will come in the numerator or in the denominator. Long word will come in the denominator. Remember like this. Longitudinal is the lengthy word na comparatively. So longitudinal should come in the denominator. Do something to remember everything in your mind. Keep in your mind. As long as you are keeping registering all the important formulae expressions of each and every derivation, that will help you to bring the answer in the short span of time. If you don't remember the formulas or expressions for each and every derivations whatever that we are doing in each and every subject, if you don't remember the formulas expressions, then that will unnecessarily consume your time in the examination. You will have to sit and derive all the expressions from the beginning. Then with the final expression you will have to solve the numerical examples. That is unnecessarily waste your consume your time in the exam. It's better you can avoid those things. Try to register all the numerical expressions, whatever the formulas that are each very important for each and every subject. Wherever there are some areas in which questions are repeatedly asked by using numerical formulas only, especially power electronics, electrical measurements, circuit theory. In circuit theory formulas are not there huge, but I'm saying in the numerical point of view, electrical machines, analog electronics. So there are some expressions which are very important and directly questions will be asked from those areas. So for that you must remember the expressions. There is no option. Repeatedly write, write, write. Close your eyes, recollect the formulas, open your rough note, try to write down all the formulas as many times as been possible, such that it will be permanently registered in your mind. Okay, sir. This is all about complete electrical measurements. We have been successfully completed this subject. Next, we are going to start one of the most important core subject, that is the famous subject and a very important subject having more weightage in each and every exam because we are electrical engineers. So it is very important subject for us. So next, as quick as possible, we will be starting the power system. And in the same way that we have discussed in all previous subject, I am going to cover all the important points, formulas, theory, everything. Apart from the still, if you are looking for anything, don't hesitate to drop your comments in the comment section. Your queries will be shortly answered. This is all for this lecture. In the next lecture, we will be coming up with a new subject that is nothing but power.